You know, every time I think we've reached peak madness, I see a new post on r/Nintendo Switch 2, like this tarot card reading. Man, what is happening? Alrighty, folks, welcome back to the channel. My name is Botox Games, and today we have to discuss what I think a lot of people are considering bad news, and it's something I talked about a lot over the past couple of days, and that is the potential of this week not being the week, right? This might not be the week of the grand Switch 2 reveal we've been waiting for, despite all of the leaks, despite all the rumors. It might just be a week where we get a Xenoblade Chronicles X trailer. Now, the reason I'm making this video is because none other than Pyoro himself has basically said as much. And I'm seeing a lot of people like losing their mind, saying Nintendo's doomed. Why do they care to promote this old game? We all need to take a step back, calm down, take a breath. Xenoblade Chronicles X is going to be peak. This new content's going to be peak. Let's just chill out here, and let's also talk about why this doesn't necessarily mean the Switch 2 can't happen in the very near future. Okay, so I know a lot of people are very skeptical of Pyoro these days. I think that's fair. He has definitely earned some skepticism. However, I think people are a little bit too harsh here. This person clearly has some sort of source still. He actually did pretty clearly tease that Xenoblade X would be announced the week that it was announced. Even though that was a game that was heavily rumored, he was still overtly teasing it the week that it was announced, which to me indicates that he does still have some sort of eShop back-end access. But someone tweeted at Pyoro this morning saying, just tell us this week, yes or not. Pyoro said, what do you want? And then Fran James here said, we're getting Xenoblade, aren't we? And Pyoro replied with this little smirking emoji. And immediately everybody's, going crazy, like, oh no, we're just getting Xenoblade, or maybe this could even mean something else. The smirk is like a smirk of like, oh, it's actually Switch 2, And then Pyoro said, last time due to my vagueness, people expected the Switch 2 announcement, but it turned out to be Xenoblade. I don't want to mislead y'all again. Veggie Wiz says, so we are getting something this week, and Pyoro just outright came and said, Xenoblade. This is very different from how Pyoro normally acts, but as they said, they're trying not to mislead anybody. He is saying we are getting Xenoblade this week, which should not come as that big of a surprise. We've talked about a lot of rumors, specifically, I believe it was Ninspider as well as the Chinese Weibo leaker. Both of these people had said they weren't sure if this week would be Xenoblade or Switch 2, but they knew that one of these things was going to happen. But the common thread there is that they both said it is a very real possibility we get some sort of Monolith Soft or Xenoblade Chronicles news the week of January 6th. Now, listen, you can definitely choose to trust Pyoro or not if you want. This does kind of, you could definitely view this as bandwagoning off of those other rumors that I just mentioned, right? Like, okay, these other people said we're getting Xenoblade news or Switch 2. Pyoro is just picking the one that is realistically more likely, right? The one that less people care about. Nintendo likes to do that, we're going to get the less interesting stuff out of the way. But I do want to say that I feel like a lot of people are really downplaying Xenoblade, and I don't like it. As a Xenoblade fan, I don't like it. Xenoblade X is not just a simple remaster. This is going to have a huge amount of new story content. Monolith Soft is known for doing that, at least with the Xenoblade 1 remake that we got back in 2020 with the Future Connected DLC, or I say DLC, but it's basically a DLC, right? Because Xenoblade 2 had Torna, Xenoblade 3 had Future Redeemed, and then Xenoblade 1 ended up getting Future Connected through the remake. I think Xenoblade X will almost certainly have a similar scale story expansion, maybe a 10-20 hour in that range kind of meaty expansion to the story of Xenoblade X, and they pretty much teased as much in the actual reveal trailer with that guy waking up on the beach. I'm not too familiar with my Xenoblade X plots and all that. That's the one Xenoblade game I have not finished. But the point is, this is not a simple remaster like something like Donkey Kong Country Returns is, right? This is a pretty major release on the Nintendo's calendar this year. They put it in the March slot, which is usually when they put one of like their biggest releases of the year. So yeah, they're gonna want to market it. I can understand some frustration. I get why people, I get it. You want to see the Switch 2 this week? I wanted to see it as well. But realistically speaking, this was always likelier than seeing a new console. It was always likelier we would get a Xenoblade trailer, especially because I kept seeing people say like, oh, it's too soon for them to do the overview trailer for Xenoblade X. This wouldn't be the overview trailer. This would be the new content trailer. Usually Nintendo does the overview trailer anywhere from like 2 to 6 weeks in advance. This is, over 2 months in advance. That's because it's not going to be the overview trailer. This will be Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition, new story content trailer. That's what the title will be on YouTube. And then probably, like mid to late February, we will still get that overview trailer. That's, the perfect like 5-6 minute length that they always do. We're still going to get more Xenoblade X news in the future, but there's still pretty substantial stuff they need to tell us about, and something that I think is a shoo-in, hopefully for this week, is some sort of special edition. I posted my picture on Twitter of my Xenoblade shrine. I really, really hope we get a Xenoblade X special edition for the Switch version that has like the same size box and everything, so they all line up perfectly. That would be wonderful. That would be peak. I really hope if there is more alongside Xenoblade X, we hear about that here. Maybe even like a Pro Controller or something. I wouldn't be shocked if they did maybe some new amiibo even. Like, I mean, they could go crazy here, but I think the safest bet would be a special edition since Xenoblade 1 got one when it got a remake. I think it is extremely likely that we will be seeing this trailer tomorrow morning. Xenoblade X was revealed on October 29th, the definitive edition, I should say, which was a Tuesday. So we'll probably be getting this trailer dropped out of nowhere tomorrow morning. I've seen some people throwing around the idea of maybe we could get like a direct mini or some sort of smaller showcase where they have Xenoblade X, they have Metroid Prime 2 and 3, maybe we get a day for Prime 4, and that's more or less it. Maybe Kirby's in there. I guess that'd basically be a full showcase, but I mean, is it possible we get a direct this week and then February is left open for the Switch 2? Maybe, but I think Pyoro would probably know about that or tease it that way. I mean, if you want to be skeptical of Pyoro, I guess that's fair. And then, yeah, you could say, well, maybe we do get some sort of Nintendo Direct this week, and Xenoblade can be part of that. But I'm gonna lean towards the pessimistic look here, and that it's just gonna be Xenoblade. Although I am very, very excited to see this game, and hopefully, like I said, get some sort of special edition for it. And then yeah, in February we could still maybe see a partner showcase or something, or maybe a direct, and then Prime 2 and 3 could be on Twitter as well. Maybe like next week even. I mean, I think that's worth talking about too. Is it extremely likely that they do Xenoblade X trailer on Tuesday and then also reveal the Switch 2 a couple days later on like Thursday or Friday? No, that's not extremely likely. They would probably have the entire week be empty for the Switch 2. But, I mean, we were talking about January 9th anyway. So if we get a Xenoblade trailer on the 7th, and then on the 8th they like say, hey, tune in tomorrow for the Switch 2 reveal, and then on the 9th we actually get that would still work. I'm not necessarily expecting that at this point in time, but I don't think Xenoblade X having a trailer right now necessarily means they can't announce the Switch 2 either this week or next week. I've also seen a lot of people saying they won't do it the week of Donkey Kong, and like I get that, and I do overall agree. Like, why would you choose to do that? You're the one that picked the release date for Donkey Kong. Why would you shaft it in that way? But also, do they really care, right? Like, if they could do it that week, they could do it the week after. Ultimately, they could do it in late March, right? It depends on when this thing is actually releasing. No matter what, I do think announcing it before the investor meeting on February 4th makes a lot of sense, just so, A, they can talk to their investors about it and, kind of say, like, okay, these are our expectations for what this console will do. Investors will be very happy to hear all that, but also for the Super Bowl, if this console is releasing in the first half of the year, which, given the leaks we saw yesterday, I really can't fathom this thing, not releasing before June, or I guess like June 30th, right? We have Joy-Con out in the wild with actual serial numbers on them that work on the warranty webs. Like, these are real final retail units. This is real. The console is out there. And the longer they wait to reveal it and release it, the more leaks we're going to see. Ultimately, these hardware leaks aren't really going to hurt Nintendo. But the moment someone gets their hands on one of these consoles and turns it on, it's GG, right? Mass manufacturing seemingly started back in September. As far as I can tell, NX manufacturing or Switch manufacturing, I think started in October/November, and that released in March. So we are now, 3-4 months into mass manufacturing of this console, and they haven't acknowledged it. That is weird. So I do think we're going to have a very quick turnaround from reveal to release. It's just a matter of when they decide to slot that reveal in. I don't think they're going to move it up because of the leaks or anything, right? It's all going to go according to however they planned. I'm sure they expected and anticipated these leaks from China out of all these factories and stuff. But I do still think that, you're going to want to announce this thing before the investor meeting, before the Super Bowl starts, so you can start advertising it. And, the longer they wait, the more it'll leak, which, like I just said, maybe they don't necessarily care about, but they probably should at least a little bit, specifically when we talk about software. Hardware, it's pretty iterative. We're not learning that much. I guess MouseCon is a new thing that we know about now, potentially, that it will be used as a mouse, right? That's a pretty big thing we talked about in yesterday's video. But yeah, I still think a January reveal is certainly on the table, even if we get a Xenoblade trailer tomorrow morning. A Xenoblade trailer on January 7th does not cancel out the possibility of a reveal sometime this month. It's Nintendo. They can do whatever the hell they want. If they want to announce it the same day as Donkey Kong, they could. we will just have to wait and see. There was something else that happened yesterday that got a lot of people talking and speculating. As Genki on Twitter pointed out here, the Pokemon official Japanese Twitter account has changed their banner to Pokemon Legends ZA, which a lot of people took to mean like, oh, snap, we're getting Pokemon news very, very soon. Frankly, not much to say on this. I think people were overreacting. If you noticed, they did this on Monday, the moment like business hour started on Monday in Japan, when all of their employees came back to office. Whenever the social media intern came back to office, they updated it because Pokemon Legends ZA is the major thing happening in the world of Pokemon in 2025. And as Joe Merrick, the owner of Cerebi, pointed out here, they've recently had pinned tweets for TCG Pocket and Rayquaza. As soon as the Rayquaza event ended, they switched it back to Pokemon Legends ZA. So I want to think, oh, this means we're getting Legends ZA news in like the next week or so. And I mean, we could, right? Maybe tomorrow we get Xenoblade X, and then on Thursday we get Pokemon. But I don't think this banner being changed really indicates anything. As much as I want to see Legends ZA, I mean, Pokemon Day is, what, a month and some change away? I guess closer to 2 months away, February 26th or 27th, right? So it's not that far away. Even if you want to read into this as, oh, they changed the banner because they're going to get ready to show something, that's still close enough, being, you know, like, what, 7 weeks away. That's still close enough to the point where it's like, oh, well, that's what they're, you know, alluding to. But with that said, I hope I am wrong. I hope this does mean something more, and I hope we see Legends ZA in the coming days and possibly even a couple of weeks before Pokemon Day. And then maybe Pokemon Day could have something else, like another spinoff or something. Obviously, another deep dive into Legends ZA. And, you know, the sooner they announce it, or show it again, I should say, the sooner it will release, right? If they showed it in January, that would imply like a first half release, I would say, or maybe like early summer months, that kind of thing. If they wait until Pokemon Day, I know it's only a month and some change of difference, the likelihood of like a November holiday release becomes a lot more cemented in my mind, even if I don't know if that fully makes sense. But yeah, I don't think this Pokemon banner changing really means much. I mean, it's the new year, all the employees are back in office, and I want it to mean something, but I think people are maybe grasping at straws here, and that's coming from me, the ultimate straw grasper. But that's going to do it for today's video. I wanted to hop on here and discuss the Pyoro tweets about Xenoblade X, as well as this Pokemon banner change. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I guess I kind of wanted to just maybe set expectations for this week, while also still injecting a little bit of hopium that just because the Xenoblade trailer is happening likely tomorrow, doesn't mean we can't get something else this week, because, I mean, it's like I was saying back in December. Whenever they're planning on announcing this console, they likely already have all of that stuff set. If there is a Xenoblade X trailer tomorrow, that means that trailer was done before Christmas, before, you know, everybody was out of office for the week, for the holidays. So if the Switch 2 reveal is happening, like, that thing is done, right? Like, if it's happening in the next 2 weeks, that reveal is done. They can drop it whenever they so please. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Of course, subscribe here for more Nintendo Switch speculation, theories, discussion. I really appreciate all of the supports on the past couple of videos over the past couple of days into the new year. Have not missed an upload yet. It's only 6 videos, but I want to keep that streak going. So let me know your thoughts. Subscribe here. Follow me on Twitter at BoTalksGames. Check out It's Amiibo. That's my other Nintendo and PlayStation collecting channel. That'll be linked down below. And until next time, folks, peace.